next we're going to look at factors by grouping, and in this type of factorization we have 4 separate terms. Now in junior cert you would have learned to cover 2 of the terms and see if we can factorize by highest common factor. So let's try that first of all for the first 2 terms. The first 2 terms, 6pq plus rs. Now if I look at those two, there's no common factor between those two, so we have to move on and try something different. Okay, so the trick here is to use rearrangement. So we're going to rearrange this entire expression so that we can find a common factor among 2 terms. Okay, so to rearrange, here's what we do. We get our 6pq. We get another term with a q in it, that's minus 2sq. So now you see we have 2 terms with a common factor of q, and then the other 2 guys can go over here. Okay, so we have 6pq minus 2sq minus rs minus 3rp, and you'll see the second 2 terms also share a common factor of r. Okay, so let's go ahead now and see if we can use highest common factor to factorize these 4 terms. Like I said, we're going to cover, or we're going to ignore this here for a second. We ignore that guy for a second. So just forget about him, and we're going to concentrate on the first 2 terms there. Okay, so the first 2 terms, 6pq minus 2sq, obviously they're what's common. In numbers, they're both even numbers, so we have a common factor number of 2 and the letter of q. So 2q there, and 2 goes into 6 3 times. Okay, q goes into q once, 2 goes into 2 once, and q goes into q once. So what's left behind after factorizing by highest common factor is 3p minus 1s. So 3p minus s there. Okay. Right, so next we're going to have a look at factorizing the second 2 terms. So now I'm going to forget about this stuff here for a second, just ignore that, and jump into the second 2 terms. Okay, now the trick here is to try and get the same bracket as 3p minus 1s. Alright? Right, so if you examine these 2 last terms, what's common? You can see is the letter R is definitely common there, but multiplying that out gives me plus 3rp. I want a minus 3rp, which means that you must have a minus in front of that R there. Okay, so we have minus R times 3p minus 1s. Just to double check, the last one gives you plus rs, because a minus by a minus is a plus, which is up here, plus, and R by s is rs. Okay, so putting that second bracket down first, exact same as the first, helps you with factors by grouping. The final step then is to spot that again we have a common factor. This time the common factor is the bracket 3p minus s. I'm going to leave the 1 out of it there because that doesn't make a difference. So 3p minus s, and what they have there is 2q and minus r, so they get their own bracket and like that, and that's the answer.